Hello, all you beautiful people, and welcome to the stream. My name is Alex, aka in the Bat Loop, and yes, I'm in costume because you guys know I like to have fun. But welcome in. We do have a special guest, but before I get into the special guest, if you're new here, consider subscribing. I don't force it upon you. If you see my content, you like it, go ahead. Not only my channel, but also our special guest, Timia Smiles. She's a great content creator. I'll get into all the good stuff about her and everything that is involved in her channel. And as long as you're here, hit that like button. It doesn't hurt. It's free, and it will help out this video reach out more and more people. And the goal is just to have a discussion. We don't care to have a million people watching, but if it's there, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I have special guests with me for the first time. Tamia Smiles.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, we're both excited. Pretty much first time doing this. Like I said, she's a. I came across her Instagram first. What was it? I came across her Instagram, saw one of her little lightsaber flippity flips that she was doing, which was amazing. And I was like, "Wait, who's this cool person?" Saw a couple other stuff, and then I followed her, and then that just kind of blossomed into finding out her YouTube channel and seeing her doing different vlogs at the parks and seeing that she has similarity of liking stuff at the theme parks, vlogging. You have tried some food too. I understand you do kind of have like an allergy thing on certain things you can try, but I was like, oh, okay, cool. And but yeah, like everything, I'm not just trying to hype up or lie like this individual. Like anyone that knows me, like if I'm gonna follow you, I'm gonna show my support. You gotta have some pretty good content, and everything that she does is amazing. And anything with the lightsabers, oh my gosh, y'all.
Thank you.
And yeah, I don't know how many lightsabers you have, but it's pretty cool when I see the videos of you just, doing all the tricks. Not only that, I love how genuine, like you don't show people like perfection. You'll sit there and be like, hey, I'm like, you'll show like the kind of the behind the scenes, like, hey, learn with me how to do this. And I see you dropping it and you're messing up, but you're showing the steps to get to that perfection. You're not just like, hey, I'm a pro and you're doing all this stuff, but then behind the scenes, you're like, not really good. So I love that because it kind of like it makes you you're not looking for perfection, but it makes you like I guess human. You have your mistakes, but you're trying to do good, but you're also having fun and you're here for the journey. So if people want to follow, go ahead. If they don't, which you and I both have seen, I saw one of your videos, people were like hating because you were like a female that likes Star Wars and this, that, and I didn't. Yeah,
Oh.
it just so but that happens in the world of content creation. Like you're not gonna make everybody happy. There's gonna be hate.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, I see that you ignore it. Like I said, in your videos, you're having fun. It's just you. Even in your vlogs, you're just kind of like, you're filming you, and if nobody's watching, that's cool. As long as you're doing it for fun and you're doing it because you love it. And hopefully, I'm guessing it's a passion for you as well, doing all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah. So, um, but anyways, we'll get to the Q&A and get to know more of our special guests in a minute. But we're gonna talk about her and I both were at Galaxy's Edge, which for those who don't know, it's at Hollywood Studios in Disney World. And this was my second time going. I don't know how many years have you gone?
This was my third year.
Third year, third straight year,
Mhm.
okay. But you've never done Disneyland. Is it all Disney World?
Yeah, I've never been to Disneyland.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been to Disneyland too. I have seen videos and it seems like they do more for Disneyland
They have
for
like a Star Wars night. So they'll do like how they have after hours events at
yeah.
Disney? So they do that at Disneyland. They'll have like a after hours event for Star Wars. So that's where like you see all the characters and stuff. So it's like a specially ticketed event that's extra that I don't know why we don't do that here, but
Right. Yeah, I feel the pain because it's like, the tours that I've gone, I want to say last year was better for me, but it's just kind of like, if you don't dress up, whether you dress up or you don't, you're just kind of walking around, killing time, taking photos. If there's Disney treats, you're gonna, you know, engage and try to take your photos or try the treats. If there's new merch, like there was this year, you'll get in line and go check out the new merch and stuff. But other than that, there's no DJ. Like I saw there was a DJ over there. Like you said, there's more appearances from like different characters from the world of Star Wars. I think they even have a R2D2, right? That just roams around.
Yeah, we had Chopper. He was meeting and greeting,
Oh,
in the morning, but I think it was only for, like, the first couple hours in the morning, and then he left. So I didn't even get to see him.
yeah. So, but other than that, yeah. So like, one day maybe hopefully one of us or both of us can go to Disneyland and kind of get that experience. So we can't talk about that, what it's like to be over there. Any of you that are watching, if you want to leave a comment in the live stream or in the video, I would love to hear your experience, what your thoughts are. If you've gone to May the 4th at Disneyland, I would love to hear, your experience, how much more amazing from videos. It just looks better. It's just better. It makes it feel not just more immersive, but like, um, I don't want to belittle like it takes away the fun. Like I still had fun these past 2 years. It's just there's just kind of more to do, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'll let you go first, show. I got there, I actually arrived there at I had a park hop because I forgot to reserve that day. So I came from Animal Kingdom and I got there like at 1 or like 1:50. But yeah, let me know like what time did you get there? Like what were your thoughts? Also talk about you did dress up in character, so talk about all that good stuff.
Okay, so I originally was gonna go in the morning, and I also made an oopsie and forgot to make a reservation.
Yeah.
And so I made one for Epcot because I was just gonna take the Skyliner over, but, the day of, I had some things I needed to get done around the house, so I ended up getting there at, like, 4 PM, actually. And the reason I didn't wanna go more early in the morning was because, 1, I didn't get a virtual queue for the merch, and I know typically in the past, once it gets late enough in the day, you can just walk in, and, like, some stuff might be sold out, but they still had a decent selection of stuff. So I wasn't in a rush for that, I guess, and then also, like you mentioned, there really isn't that much to do for the whole day in terms of just Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
So, I didn't really and it's like 100 it was 100 degrees outside. It
Oh
is
yeah.
100 degrees
Oh
outside.
yeah. Yeah.
So, I really wasn't wanting to be out there for, like, 12 hours. Um,
Yeah. I
so I got there at, like, 4, and then I met up with some friends, who actually so I have a friend whose sibling's friend initially followed me on YouTube and didn't even know that me and my friend were friends until he saw her in, like, a vlog, and he was like, "Oh my god, you're in Tamia's vlog?" It was really funny. So, we hung out, like, the
That's
whole
funny.
time, basically,
Mhm.
and we did a ton of, like, Star Wars rides. We went to Oga's because they had a reservation and they invited me, which was so, so kind. So
That's
they,
nice.
yeah, so they invited me. We went to Oga's and then we took pictures and videos and saw characters walking around and stuff. And yeah, it was really hot, but really fun. I dressed up this was my first year full out cosplaying. The year before, I wore, like, a Her Universe, like, Ahsoka cape, and
Okay.
then the year before that, I just kind of Disney bounded, like, color matched, like a Leia character, one of Leia's outfits. So, this was the first year I actually, like, cosplayed. Well, I would
Well,
say
yeah, I would consider, yeah. Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like my first time actually cosplaying, and so, I made up my own character because I asked on Instagram, like, what everyone wanted, and I couldn't decide what to even do, and so
Mhm.
everyone was like, "Make up your own character," and I was like, "Great, pick the hardest thing, that's awesome." And so, I made up
I love
my
it.
character, Clara Doom, and basically she's Kanan Jarrus and Harrison Dula's daughter in, like, another world, in another universe where they actually get married and have kids and all that stuff and, like, raise their little kid, and so, I don't know, that made me happy because I want that for them. I wanted that for them, so
Yeah.
but yeah.
So, let's talk about the weather.
Mm,
I want I if I remember correctly, I think May 4th last year wasn't as hot. 'Cause I remember being there almost all day, and I mean, I think it was hot, but I don't think it was hot like it was this year. But, just like you, I went full cosplay, like, the year before, I only wore, like I had a Star Wars shirt, that had all the different characters, just like a regular plain T-shirt,
Yeah.
and that had all the different characters. And I had, I didn't have this. So my first time buying a lightsaber, which it would be this one. Now we're not gonna do any lightsaber shaming. I understand you have the more professional looking, high tie, better lightsabers, but so I didn't want to get, how there's those like very cheaply the ones that kind of retract, like the little toy ones that
Mhm.
you push and everything. I was like, I don't want to look like that because that's just a joke, that I don't want people to look at me and be like, you got little. So I was like, okay, what's something I can get that's not, doesn't look cheap like that, but is not as expensive, because I was kind of like, I don't know who I want as my first lightsaber if I'm gonna dish out, like you're dishing out like what, probably 150 to three, somewhere around there. So 150 up, in the ballpark of. So um I don't like Anakin. Let me start off with that, because there's people see this and be like, oh, so you like Anakin? No, I don't like Anakin. But when I had seen him in Force Awakens and he had this lightsaber, I was like, that is a really cool lightsaber. And so I got this at Hollywood Studios. But for I think this is like $60, but after your annual pass, you're paying like somewhere like 40 or something. So for $40, I'm all talking about how much I spent on it. Anyways, um, I think it's a really good lightsaber. Like it has the sound effects. It feels pretty good. It vibrates. It does the whole like when you hit on it, it makes the
Flash on
effects and
sound.
everything. Yeah. And even when you move it, you can hear that it's making the sound effects. So for those who are watching, if you wanted to be like, hey, I don't want to, hey, you go to like Hollywood Studios or Disney Springs, the Star Wars store there, you can find these. They got this one, Darth Vader's, Ray's, certain lightsabers like this. It's like plastic, but it feels pretty good and it has cool sound effects. It's pretty loud and it lights up pretty good at night. Anyway, so my first time going last year, I felt left out when I first walked in. I was like, man, me wearing this Star Wars shirt is not enough. Like it's so funny. Like when I came in last year, there was just so many people, whether dressed up with lightsabers. Like I felt left out. Like it influenced me to be like, I need to go buy a lightsaber, which is good for Disney because like, yeah, give us your money, yeah, buy a lightsaber. Like, what are you doing, loser? You don't have a lightsaber. So, anyways, yeah. So I went in, got this. But this year, back on track. But this year was actually the first year that I actually went. Like I actually got it like the whole Jedi outfit. Um I didn't I noticed when I was buying online, I didn't think I was gonna like, the I mean it's brown, but the brown little that goes with it. So I was
Yeah.
like, I saw this one. And so that has the logo. Yeah. So I got this
Um,
one and I put this on. So I wasn't no specific character. I was just like, I'm just a Jedi. That's all. But obviously I couldn't have this lightsaber walking around. Um so then I got Ahsoka's little, which is interesting. That's the same thing I did. I went to That's the same kind of quality. Like oh, actually, this actually feels better. I don't know why. Maybe because this is a newer one, so like this actually is a little bit better material. What I like that they're actually putting money into stuff like this that are for people who want to go on a budget. If you want a lightsaber on a budget, at in due time, I will get a better one. But like this is actually really good. Like, can you hear the sound effects? Like,
yeah.
so and it feels really good. Like it is plastic, but it just I don't know. It's built really well. It has really good. This is much better than that one. And then it had the little start hitting stuff. It has the little clips, the little belt clips so that you can hook it on.
Oh,
It
that
came with that, yeah. So like, you put it in there. And so when I was walking around with my belt, I had these on the side where something like this, I don't, I was just kind of like, do, do,
holding
do,
it.
do, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I love that whoever was creating, these ones are kind of like, hey, if someone wants to cosplay or they don't want to hold two lightsabers around, let's have something where they can clip it on, and it's perfect for cosplay. So anyone who's out there that wants to cosplay, whether you want to dress up as her or just you just like these lightsabers, it has this. And like I said, this one was actually 70. After, if you have an annual pass, you get a discount, so it goes down. But like if you're paying regular prices, 70 for both of them with that.
Oh,
So that's not.
can you take the blade out or is it, like, permanently in there?
Yeah, the blade does come out. Hold on. It goes this way. There we go. So it comes out. Now
Oh, wait,
that
that's so cool.
yeah, right? Now the other one, I don't think it does that. I don't think
Mm,
so. No. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This one, and I think like the Darth Vader, the Ray, those ones that you see, you can't take them off. But
mm.
this one, like I said, it just built better than all those other ones. Like that doesn't feel bad. Like don't get me wrong, like it doesn't feel bad. It still feels pretty cool, but um this one's just I don't know, it just built better. And then like you just, the question that was a good question. It does come apart. So for $70, like it's really good. It lights up pretty good. Like I remember I was passing by people and people were like they'll see me and they'll be like that, you know. So it was kind of cool to get that reaction from people. But yeah, so
Yeah, and for both of them too.
yeah, for both of them, yeah.
I honestly thought those were just like the ones that you build at Disney. Like from here,
Yeah.
they don't look like they're a cheaper
No, you
version, so I
yeah, so
couldn't
you
even tell.
seeing, yeah. And then I don't know if you saw like a lot of my pictures on Instagram, but like I was like if you look from pictures or people from far distance, they couldn't tell that those are, you know, like you would have to really like be up and close to like kind of look at it, you know, like if you saw you'd be like, "Ah, okay. Oh, okay." But, you know, other than that like no, yeah. So if you want to go on a budget, like if you are a Star Wars fan, but you're just kind of like that's a little too much for me, like that's a perfect middle in the road, just, you know, like I said, this one I think was like 50, and then that's like that was definitely 70. But for two, come on, y'all, and it has the whole little belt clip and everything. That's it's really good.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
Yeah. Um, but I digress. I'm all showing off the. You should be showing off your lightsabers. Actually, you know, mine, y'all. Mine are just. You should see hers. Like she's got some amazing lightsabers. So anyways, back to yeah, so it was hot. So anyone that dressed up in cosplay, I have to give them props, especially you and I, because it was hot. That was the first time, like the heat doesn't bother me that much in Florida. I'm not from Florida, but I'm originally from Colorado. But I was sweating, like it was so hot. And I don't know if you saw in the pictures, I didn't wear the pants that came with this. I had them with me in the car, and I was like, I had dressed up in the car, and I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna wear the pants because if I do, I'm gonna die. And I was like, I don't want today to be my last day and die from a heat stroke, you know. And so I didn't. So I don't know if that counts as full cosplay. Like I had everything except I had shorts on, you know, and I was wearing
It
some.
counts.
Yeah. So thank you. Yeah, I had to pick, you know, like look really cool or you know, and be you know melting or just kind of feel comfortable while I'm you know at the park for however I think it was like 8 hours I was there. So
Oh my.
yeah, yeah, it's like I said, 150 to like almost 9 o'clock. Yeah, because it didn't get dark until after 8, like around 8, after 8
Yeah,
or
it was
something.
like 8:30.
It's 8:30. Yeah. So, um, so yeah, so I had to hang around there. I will bring this up. Let's talk about treats real quick. So last year they had a Darth Vader cupcake. I don't know if you remember these. They had a Darth Vader cupcake. They had a Darth Maul mousse cake. They had some I mean, they always had the churros, but they had more options for treats last year, and this year, I was kinda like, "Okay, we had the churros, like, which actually were good this year. The churros were really good." I don't did you have a churro this year?
No.
You didn't? Oh, is it because of
No, it's not an allergy thing.
oh, okay.
I just
You just
I didn't get to stand in line and get one.
you didn't get one, okay. Um, are you when you go like, Star Wars Day at Galaxy's Edge, is that one of your things on your list, like, kinda be like, "I wanna try any of the new treats," or do you kinda just do a pass on them, or, like, what's your thought process when you know, when it is,
It's
Star Wars
not
Day?
It's not normally a priority for me because typically, like you said, like even this year, there aren't so many options. And unless there's like an abundance of options, I normally, if there's like a small amount of options, the actual amount of treats that I can normally try out of like the two, three, or four that they offer becomes like one or two. And
Uh,
then also the lines are really long and I just hate standing in line, to be honest.
yeah, no.
I typically it's not like a priority. I do wanna try the lightsaber trails because 'cause I've never had them before, so I do wanna try them at some point, but maybe next year.
Okay. So, I mean, I think anyone that goes, unless it's like an allergy or if you're on a diet, definitely should try the churro. Um, Last year, I ended up getting the red one first. And the only reason I got the red one is because when I get up to the line, you gotta when you get there, when you get in line, pay attention to the churro. I know everyone has a specific color they want to go to, but you got to look at how well they did the churro because I remember last year I wanted a blue one. I got up to the churro and all the blue ones were just like they were done poorly. Like you can
Mm.
see the churro still, like the blue sugar, I guess that it was just like coming like it wasn't on there. The red ones, super red. And I was like, I guess I'm taking a
Uh,
red one, yeah. But this year they actually did a pretty good job with the blue ones. They weren't all perfect, but they were like decent enough for me to get it. So I don't know if you have a color preference of what you're gonna there's no difference in flavor. So it's not like the red has a, you know, distinct flavor compared to it's not a like the milks. It's not like that, you know. Uh,
mhm.
but definitely if you definitely need to try it next year.
Yeah.
And you just pay attention to quality, like which one looks I mean, unless you don't care if you're just kind of like I want to try one, but like definitely if you're gonna do a picture, which that will matter. Like you want to do one that looks, like a lightsaber, not like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And so, but yeah, I tried the blue one last year. I did the red one, and so yeah, they were really good. But yeah, you definitely need to try a churro next year. So add that to your list. Add it
I
to
will.
your list for next year, whether it's Disneyland or Disney World. You need to do that. Um, but overall, so like you said, there's not so much to do there. Like, what did you think about the crowd control there? Like, do you feel it was definitely busier than last year, but like, just give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it was way like, I would say it probably was, like, double the amount that it was last year because it
Yeah.
was so crazy, like, I don't know, I didn't see that many long lines, there wasn't, like there was people. Obviously, there were a lot of people there last year too, but, like, I feel like compared to last year, it was, like, doubled the amount of people this year, which I'm happy that more people are embracing Star Wars and liking Star Wars and, like, going, but I also feel like majority or like half the reason it was busier was just that it was just a busier day at Disney. I came across like a ton of people and we overheard a lot of conversations of people being like, "Wow, these people really take Star Wars stuff seriously." And I was like my friends and I were like, "Wow, I wonder if people don't know it's like Star Wars Day, like it's May 4th." And so they're just coming to Hollywood Studios and they're like, wow, like, there's a lot of crazy fan people, like, over here for Star Wars, not knowing that it's May 4th and it's, like, a big thing, and so I overheard a ton of conversations like that, so I feel like it was just a busier day at Disney that day, um, and then the other half, I do think there were also just more people in general, but yeah, the lines were, like, long and lots of people.
Yeah, they were like, I mean, everything was like 80, 110 minutes, and I, I you went on a ride? I didn't know she went on the Millennium Falcon ride. Did you wait for that? Did you do Lightning Lane?
So, my friend has the one that I met up with, they
Uh,
added me they have a DAS pass, so they added me to that, so that's how we were able to
uh,
get on a lot of rides, yeah, I feel like if they didn't do that and we did that, we would not be have gotten on any. Did you get to go on any rides?
I did not because they were ridiculously long, and I didn't want to be just waiting in line hot and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, because I had seen that in your story, and I was like, man, she's dedicated. She's waited in these. I was like, she did wait in these long lines, and no, you had the little little cheat code there.
Yeah.
But no, no, I wanted to go on a few rides, but they were really long, and so
Yeah.
Rise of Resistance, I don't think it stayed like at least a minimum like hour and a half, 2 hours long the whole
Yeah.
time. And Smuggler's Run was really long. The only one that stayed like in a decent, you know, time period where you don't have to wait too long was Star Tours. But most people
Mm.
kind of, you know, it's either I don't know, either people don't really care for Star Tours that much, or because how much the volume of people they can get in, and it's kind of quick and it come out bust down. They have different, um, motion simulators. I don't know, but it stated like in the 45-minute range, and then it got down to like 25. So I saw it kind of fluctuate, kind of, but it never got to the hour wait.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I didn't do Star Tours. I've done that ride so many times, but there are some new stuff there, but I didn't do that. But no, unfortunately, I did not do any of the rides.
Mm.
So, but that was okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so, you know, I want to give people like the the truth of like not kind of I don't want to hype up like Star Wars. Like if you go, like do it. Like it's great for the experience, but also kind of see like you might bump into there's not gonna be a lot of treats. So, okay, so what are you gonna do next? Okay, the rides for like 80 to 110 minutes. What are you gonna do now? If there's no lightning lanes, okay, what's next? You're gonna walk around. There's a possibility it's gonna be 90 something degrees, whether you cosplay or not. And and so I'm not trying to make it sound awful, but kind of just be aware, what time maybe you want to get there. If you're just kind of there for just like the nighttime, then maybe arrive at the nighttime if they're not filled up. Be smart. Not like some of us where we kind of like, procrastinating. We didn't book that day. I think if you park hop, it'd be okay. But who knows? I haven't seen it. You've gone 3 years. I've gone 2 years. That were Hollywood Studios was like at max capacity to where you couldn't even park up or you couldn't get there, because after if you go after 2 o'clock, you don't have to have a reservation. So the only thing that reached capacity was the Galaxy's Edge, but towards the Millennium Falcon. I don't know if you were there. Like, were you in that mosh pit of?
Yes.
Okay,
So
tell
I
me
was
that.
yeah, so I don't think that okay. So we were in line waiting for Oga's because we were getting waiting to get called for a reservation. And that was like right in like that was like near one of the big like crowded areas of where people were gathering for their lightsabers. So I had heard that how they that I think it's called SWG Discord or S. Do you know what I'm talking about? That Discord that handles all the lightsaber meetups?
No, I've not.
Okay, so there's a
Just
Discord and
Discord.
an Instagram. I'll send it to you later.
Okay.
But they handle all the lightsaber meetups, so they have multiple throughout the year. It's not always just on Star Wars Day. It's like every month, every 2 months, they'll do one. And so they coordinate with
Oh, okay.
Disney, and once the park closes, everyone gets in line and everyone does like the lightsaber meetups. So that's how like Ashley Eckstein was like a special guest at that one that I went to, but they do them like every month or every 2 months ish. And so like anyone can go and people will go and like full out cosplay for that evening just for the lightsaber meetup. And other people will just go and it's fun. But basically what I had heard was they actually did that the weekend before on
Mm,
purpose to avoid crowds and having people who are unaware just like swooping in because then it makes it like a lot a lot more crowded and there's just like a lot of people. So in general, even without a lot of people knowing about it, when you're going to these lightsaber meetups, it looks really, really fun and it is really fun. But if you are going by yourself, it's not such a fun time because you are waiting, like wrapping around all of Batu, all the way to like Toy Story Land, waiting in a line for over an hour just to I mean, depending what time you get in line,
yeah,
but, like,
true.
you could be waiting, like, I was over an hour just to get in line to take one picture and then walk over to the Falcon, take another picture, and then, you end with an empty Batuu, which is really fun for pictures and walking around and stuff, but a lot of it is just waiting around, so I think they were trying to prevent having that happen even more and just, like, making it worse, but so I think what happened on Star Wars Day was that people were having their own lightsaber meetup because I didn't see any photographers there. And normally with this Discord slash Instagram group, they'll have a photographer there for people like
For
volunteer photographers who will take pictures for the Discord and for the Instagram and stuff for these meetups.
yeah,
And I didn't see any, but there was a ton of people. So I might have missed it. I'm not sure. But what I saw was that there was a ton of people crowding around doing, a typical lightsaber gathering in front of the thing. But I think what happened was that the cast members, like it was getting out of control. Like there were way too many people there and the cast members weren't able to handle it. So I was there when they were all announcing like no one else can go into this spot right now. Like it is insane because people were just creating their own line and just filing in
Yeah, they
instead of
were.
it where
Mhm.
normally it's organized with this lightsaber meetup. And so I think they were like overwhelmed and they were like, okay, we can't have a million people in this one spot right now. So I think that's what they were doing to kind of like try to regulate how many people are going in since it wasn't a like pre-regulated thing with Disney because normally it's done after the park closes. So that was another thing. I was like, why are they doing it at like 8:30? Park closes at 10. Normally they do this after the park closes because then it doesn't become a nuisance of like this huge crowd of people trying to get in front of like the Falcon or something, for instance. But there's people just trying to walk and stuff, and they take up the whole like walkway, and it was a whole thing. So I think that it was a like unregulated, basically people just deemed this a lightsaber meetup and just started their own, and everyone just started to join in kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah, no. Because I was around the area, but I was like, okay, I'm waiting for it to become nightfall so I can go take some pictures and kind of be in that mosh pit. Because last year it was not as crowded. Like I was at least able to like, I guess swim in, and it wasn't like there was no blockage. There wasn't like people just you feel like you're getting kind of crushed. People are like just, almost like people are going to be trampling over each other like this year. And so when it became nightfall, I just noticed like there's just a rush of people. As I actually made a reel. It was actually funny how talking about how people wanted to hit nightfall, everyone went to the Millennium Falcon. But yeah, there's like I just saw a bunch of people just starting to go there. So then I started going. I'm like, okay, it's just the usual crowd. When I get to the one side, I got stopped by a cast member. Well, a bunch of us. They were like, "It reached capacity. Y'all, you need to turn around right now. You need to turn around." And so there was a lot of people who were frustrated who did turn around, but like they were listening. But then you got those people who were like, "No, I made it this far. I'm gonna try to." So they're just trying to go around the cast member, trying to push people, and it got really bad. And so I feel bad for the cast members because they're kind of like, Disney didn't prepare us for this. Like what? Like they're just kind of like, and there's just some people just were rude and did not care. Like I remember I had a few people that did turn around, but like there were some people like they were like shaking their head and they just kept pushing forward. So they're making the situation worse. So, not just for themselves, but for everybody else. Like if there's let's say somebody in the mosh pit that's trying to get out, how are they gonna get out if everyone's trying to force it? But then you got cast members that are trying to at least have some kind of flow in and out. So yeah, there was no direction of in and there was no direction out. So cast members were trying to avoid, yeah, they were trying to avoid more people because no one had a sense of like, okay, to the right, we're gonna go like, like you would think that maybe with everybody there, just like any like whether the theme park's busy or crowded or not, like you see the flow of traffic. It's like a flow of traffic. Like you see people seeing. So you would think that there, you would think people would kind of make like a way to where you can like know everyone, and then everyone stops. One of the worst things too, when you have a lot, like one of my pet peeves at like a theme park is when you're in the walkway and someone just
And they
stops in the
just
middle.
stop in the middle of the
Yes.
road.
And you're like, you had all this space to kind of just go to the corner, stop, do whatever you need to do, and you stopped right here. And so but that's what happened. So that's also that I noticed that people were, I mean, obviously they're stopping because they want to be in the center. So everyone was just coming, just stopping, and then pushing forward. And so, I didn't hear anything about anybody like I mean, an injury could, be a result of that because, like I said, people can kind of just be, but and if what about people who are claustrophobic? Like, can you imagine if you were just kind of like, oh, they're having fun, and then all of a sudden a bunch of people just keep crowded
Yeah.
around you, and you're just like, oh, and you can't get out. Like I said, I saw people that are just you couldn't move. So,
Do
um,
you know if they, like, let people like, were they cycling people through after that? Do you know, or did you just, like, turn around and then you were like, "I'm done"?
no, I don't know. I what I do know is that on one side, I turned around and I was like, okay, I'll go over where the steps are at. And when I got over there, the other cast member was like, this flow, like he kind of created a flow, but he's like, this line and this flow is for the ride. I'm having a brain fart. The
Smugglers
Yeah,
or rat?
Smuggler's Run. Yeah, Smuggler's Run. So there was actually a line that was kind of people were trying to get to the ride, but he's like this flow or this line is for that. If you're not on there, you got to go. So he kind of was a little bit better of trying to push people away. Um, but yeah, I don't know if there was any cast members. Like I said, like you were maybe more in the middle. Like, did you notice any cast members trying to on the ends? There was cast members trying to stop the flow coming in, but I don't know within if there was any direction from anybody or anyone stepped in or
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. I was, like, right outside of it, so all I saw was them just starting to tell people to turn around, and then people were just, like, turning around and started walking the opposite direction, but I didn't
yeah,
know. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that that was because the Discord did not like, was not there for that because normally when they're there, like I said, it's, like, super organized, everyone's, like, off to the side in their line, there's a many volunteers that come out for those days specifically to make sure it's organized, and then Disney will also have their cast members stay late for that, and will pay them to, like, do this, and it's, like, really cool because Disney will collaborate with them on this, so that's why I was saying it's, like, usually after
that's
the park closes, so you're not impeding on just, like, having a mass of people like that, and it's super organized. So I'm gonna assume that that was just more like a self, like all these guests being like, we're gonna all bunch together and do our own lightsaber meetup, and then
yeah.
that
And then
happened.
and that happened. Okay, so that makes sense, yeah. Because like I said, this is your 3rd year, and out of all the 3 years, this was the worst, and for me, this is my 2nd. Because last year it did feel more like I said, it was a lot of people, but it just felt like I was able to get in front of the Millennium Falcon. If I wanted to get out, there was at least some kind of flow of direction,
Yeah, so
and
last
so
year the Discord was there because
okay,
last
like you're
year the
saying.
Discord organized it because they were even advertising like, "Hey, follow our Discord for you guys to see our pictures," or like, "Follow our Instagram so you can see your pictures." So, like, normally every May 4th that I've been to, the 2 out of the 3, the lightsaber meetup was always regulated by that Discord group in collaboration with Disney. And this was the first year where I had heard that they did it the weekend before because I don't know, maybe Disney was already anticipating higher crowds and they were like, "No, we can't do that like this time you got to do it the weekend before or something." So, because
Maybe.
they did do a meetup the weekend before, which I thought was odd because normally they'll wait till the May 4th to do it. So I don't know like what happened on the back end of that, but they definitely were not there, not there on May 4th.
Yeah, and it was noticeable. I guess I mean, but at the end of the day, that's not really their job to kind of like I understand they're doing it, when they do this meetup, it's more organized and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know. It was just really bad. And cast members that were there that were trying to control the crowds, they were just like throw it in the fire. Like I don't, like I'm trying to do my best
Oh,
to my
yeah.
ability, and I felt bad for them. And so because they already go through a lot from everything that you go through as a cast member with guests and rude people who are rude, and
Yep.
so and a lot of people are just kind of selfish, especially like I told you in that moment, cast members saying it's closed off, it's capacity, you can't come in, turn around. And like I said, most there's people who did, but then there's people who are like, I'm not listening to, and just kind of made things worse. And so um they're not going to be aggressive and be like, they're not going to pull out a lightsaber and be like, what did I just told you, you know, they're going to let them go by because they're not going to risk their lives or their safety for, people who want to be rude or kind of go into it. Um, so yeah, for those who are thinking about doing it, if you've never gone, there, unless it's organized like that, like she was saying, there's a possibility to where, it could be overcrowded or you might not get your pictures. So either get your pictures early or just kind of hang around the area or I don't know. It just this year was bad. Now I'm not saying it's gonna be like that every year, but this year was just very interesting, and it's just I've noticed from other vloggers, like obviously everyone noticed this, so everyone's speaking about it. They've all done their videos, and then you see the comments, of everyone going like, "Oh my gosh, this is like insanity," and you're like, "Oh, this and that," and so it's like it's not like that every year, y'all. But like you were saying, it's nice to see it grow because whether it's people's love for Star Wars as it's a new fandom for them, or this is maybe if they were planning it saved up for years and they finally had a chance to go, whatever the case may be, it's good to see that, we just don't want the experience to get, diminished from people, trying to, you know, I don't know. Like I guess it falls on Disney. They need to do something to, or if that happens again next year, they need to do something to do crowd control or have people like oh you can be here for like a minute, but like okay now we got to keep you moving and stuff like that. Usually throughout the parks, like if you see people just gather around in a spot, I've noticed like customers will come and kind of break it and do something. But
Yep.
for that right there, maybe because there's just too many people, there was just no sense of direction and nowhere to I guess move the crowd because if everybody wanted to be there, where you're gonna push them away from. So
Yeah, and if they're coming from both directions too, like if you
yeah.
just have a huge flood of people just coming, like I think I would just stand there and just like collapse. I'd be like, I'm done. I don't know what to
Like,
do.
it's like so overwhelmed, yeah. Yeah, like I said, the lady, because there was a gentleman on the one side by the stairs and the lady on the other side, but she felt overwhelmed, and the people who were just kinda going through, she just kinda like you could see she was over it. Like, I wanted to go and, like, touch her shoulder, I'm like, "I'm sorry they have to go through this," but, like, no, I just
I feel your pain.
yeah, I feel your pain, yeah. But the other guy, he was kinda more stern, he was just like, "Hey, nope, nope, this is are you going on a smuggler's run? Okay, you gotta go the other way, like, it's at capacity," so, he wasn't there for it, so he was so it's kinda I guess he was maybe more mentally prepared, I guess, or he was just kinda I don't know, but yeah, anyways, long story short, there's just the crowd control got a little crazy, uh, like towards the night. Like everyone just kind of wanted to rush in front of the Millennium Falcon and do the mosh pit and the lightsabers and do their cheers and everything. But at the end of the day, you're not really missing anything. Like, so, if you do go, there's no DJ, there's no special characters. Not like Chewbacca's gonna be in there or Anakin or not Anakin, Kylo Ren. You're not going to see any of the or Mandalorian. You're not going to see any of these characters just be around the Millennium Falcon, and for you to be like, oh my gosh, I got to go there because it makes the experience that much more better. And like, no, it's just a bunch of people who love or do not love or they're whatever the reason is for being there in the center of the mosh pit of like in front of the Millennium Falcon with the lightsaber lit up to be, which at the end of the day, with a lot of crowds or not, like it is an amazing experience to sit there at night and see everybody have their lightsabers on. Or if it is organized, everyone they all have it off and then everyone turns it on at the same time. It's like and you just see the wave of lightsabers. It is one of the coolest experience. I experienced that last year. And like I said, this year I wasn't in front of the Millennium Falcon, but I could see it, and it's like a beautiful sight. It's so beautiful and so cool, and so just fair warning: if it gets kind of crowded again next year, don't force or push yourself in that area because you're not really missing much. There's nothing there. There's not, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to see from a distance, you can still view all the lightsabers or get your shot or whatever from a distance. So and it's kind of safe and you're like, but what's interesting is that even beyond that, I want to say by the time I got to because when I was getting closer to um I'm having a brain fart by the bar over there, that's where I got stopped at. And they turned
Yeah,
me around.
that's
Yeah,
where
is
I
that where
was when they
that's
were
where you were?
so you might have literally been, like, in the crowd because, they were literally had just started telling people to stop and turn around while I was, like, I was at in between trying to wait for Ogas and not be right at the entrance and also the huge crowd, like, trying to get in, and so I was just, like like,
You're
trying
like that.
not to get swept away by this crowd.
Crowd.
But I was like, "Wait, I need to hear them call my name." So
Yeah, that's the direction I went first over there on Olga's. I was right there. That's where they stopped me. So yeah, you could have been like right there in the vicinity
yeah.
of which is crazy. And so, but I'm saying, so from there, as everyone's turning away and people were coming in, it was still tightly close, shoulder to shoulder, up until the stand where they have the blue milk. That's where it started breaking free, and I was able to like it was like less people, but like from that point on to there and everyone coming on that's how crowded packed it was. It wasn't just in front of the Millennium Falcon. It was beyond that, up until where you can get the crazy milks. And so yeah, that's how packed it was. Like like all that whole area too. Like that even that area is pretty wide open and it was just like crowded because you got people who are trying to get out because they're told not to go that way, and you got people who are coming in
They don't
because
know
they don't
yet.
know. Yeah, they don't know yet, and it's not like a yeah. So yeah, it was a nightmare, y'all. It was pretty bad. So very very crowded, but overall, it was still cool to see it at night, see all the lightsabers. Me personally, I love seeing Galaxy's Edge at night. Like in the daytime, I mean, the theming, I think they did a pretty good job with the theming, but I don't know, it's just something at night that you actually feel like you're on another planet, and you hear this, the just the sound effects. You see everyone with their lightsabers. It just feels, like it just looks cool. It just looks beautiful. But the other land that I think looks beautiful at night is over there by Pandora. That also looks beautiful. But I think Star Wars to me, I love it better and enjoy it better at night. It's just I don't know the feelings. So I don't know. What do you think?
I agree. I love it during the day. I think it's really, really pretty, and, like, if you're able to, like, look at the different details and stuff, you can see a lot more details during the day, obviously.
Mm,
So, I like looking at all the little, like, Easter eggs and, like, seeing all that stuff during the day, but I do agree at night with, like, all the ambient lighting, and especially when it's not as crowded anymore and people have kind of cleared out a bit, so you're not just, like, stuck in with a bunch of people and you're more free to roam with, like,
yeah,
these ships flying over you sound effects and, like, all the little
absolutely.
creatures, like, it is so cool and, like, all the lighting there, and then also when you have, like, the occasional Jedi walking by with their lightsaber and it looks awesome. So, I agree, I love it at night.
Yeah, and now and knowing that it's our first time cosplaying, do you feel like that added a little bit more the fun factor dressing up? Because like I said, last year when I came, I had a T-shirt. I mean, you did a little bit of cosplay. It wasn't full cosplay, but you did a little bit more than what I did. But this year dressing up, it felt amazing and it added more to it. Like when I got there, because like people were like amazed at, you know, what you're wearing, and now you're not one of the crowds, like you're actually like you feel you're part of the Galaxy's Edge because you're dressed up for the not only for the Star Wars Day, but for the theming of the land. And so, whether you're a Jedi, uh, you know, a pilot, like anybody, like it's just really cool. So, so first time being full cosplay, like did it add to the excitement level and the I guess coolness of just walking around Galaxy's Edge, being all dressed up?
Heck yeah, I felt like I was in the
Mhm.
cool kids club, what do you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I felt so cool. I was, like, walking around like, "Heck yeah, I'm a cool Jedi. I'm walking around with my lightsaber. I'm in full costume. Are people staring? Sure, but I don't care." You know, I felt really cool, and then I was really happy how my pictures turned out too because I just felt like the outfit felt like you it just matched the background and, like,
Yeah,
the theming, like how you said, like,
yeah,
you're just in it, like, you
yeah,
are a part of Batu, you're, like, now in the storyline, you're, like, a character or, like, whoever you're dressing up as.
exactly.
It just feels more immersive than like, there's nothing wrong with if you don't wanna cosplay or Disney
Oh
bound
yeah,
or
no, no.
whatever, if you just wanna go in a t-shirt, then you should just go in a t-shirt. But I do think that having done both, I would prefer to go in a costume because I just think it makes the day more special, especially because, like, we live here, so we go, often, and
Yeah,
so go often in normal clothes. So, like, dressing up just added an extra level of making the day super special, and then also, you saw other people who were into cosplay and people were so friendly to point out like, "Oh, I love your outfit," or, "Oh, I love your costume," or, "Oh, your cosplay is so cool." And like you made friends, you get to talk to people this way.
yeah.
And I like it. It makes the whole thing much more immersive.
No, yeah, I agree because I I don't know for the first point you could meet other people that are dressed up in cosplay or character, and you can make a friend there, to start a new friendship, and I had a few quite a few people that wanted to take pictures, but also, they complimented the outfit. Some wanted to take pictures. Also, I had a couple Jedi's pass by, and they're just like they look at me like, "May the force be with you," and I'm just like, "May the force be with you,"
You're like,
And so yeah, it got me all excited. I was like, "Ooh, I got ghost pimples. Ooh, that was cool." Um, yeah, even one gentleman, he was dressed up as Obi-Wan. He's like, "Hello there," and I was like, "Hello there. May the force be with
"Oh,
you."
that's so cool."
Yeah, so, you get that interaction. So, yeah, if you're dressed in a t-shirt, again, you don't have to. Like, there's people who are just they'd be too embarrassed, they don't wanna do it. Like, we're not saying do that, but if you wanna take it to the next level, if you are into if Star Wars is your fandom, if you wanna get out of that, if you are shy or whatever, like, it is you start feeling comfortable, but it just feels so cool because you feel like a character, there, and you're meeting other characters, and then, like, yeah, you're possibly meeting friends, you get interaction, depending who you are, you might have people say certain lines. So as a Jedi, I got a lot of people saying, "May the Force be with you." You know, anyone that was following the dark side. There was a gentleman. Let me talk about this, like, and then I'll ask you about if you any of your interaction. I was leaving the. This is actually in the parking lot. I was leaving Hollywood Studios. And I heard a gentleman, he's like, "Is that one? Is that two? Does he have two?" And I turn over and he was like, "Oh, you do have two lightsabers." And he's like, "What side are you?" And I was like, "What side are you?" Oh, no, no. He said, "What side are you?" And I said, "Not the dark side." And he goes, "Zzz," and he has the red lightsaber. I was like, "Oh, yeah." And then another guy comes out. and he had the green lightsaber, and he comes on, he's like, "Zzz," and so we were like, you had that interaction. He was like, "Oh no, what do I do? Two Jedis are after me," and then so it was cool. You get that kind of interaction, and so. But yeah, like, did you have anything similar, with your cosplay, walking around the whole time you were there?
Yeah, I had a couple people, ask to take pictures or videos or, like, just complimenting the outfit, and, most of the time, I get, like, the because my lightsaber is a NeoPixel, I don't have
Mm.
any baselit ones, yet, though, I'm trying to get some, but, they're all NeoPixels, so they're, like, very bright depending on the color that you choose, and so a lot of times I've had a ton of little kids, they'll be like, "Wow." And
I just love.
it's so cute. Or I had one kid, I was walking by with my outfit and my lightsaber, and the kid sees this there's, like, stormtroopers, and the
Mm.
kid starts yelling at the stormtroopers and goes, "Hey, you guys, I know who you should capture," and, like, starts pointing at me, and I was like, "No, shh, don't tell them I'm here." It was really cute.
It's so funny. I love that. See, that's just those moments that just, like I said, it adds to the awesomeness of the day and just
Yeah.
every experience, And so, and talking about little kids, there was a little girl dressed up as Princess Leia, and she had seen me with a lightsaber, and I remember her parents were trying to take a picture, and she kept looking at me, and she was just like, I like your lightsaber, like this little cute girl, and she was just like amazed, but she looked like that's the other thing. The kids, you see some of the parents go all out with the kids, and
Oh my god,
that
they look
looks amazing.
amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, she looked amazing as like little mini Princess Leia, and it was awesome. And just her being in awe of my outfit and the lightsabers, like, yeah, you just get that, and it adds to it, and it just makes my heart happy. I'm just like, oh, my heart's happy, and
My
so
favorite are the kids that'll walk around with their lightsabers, and they'll, like, turn it on, and they're so obviously, like, trying to get your attention that they've got a cool lightsaber, like, they'll be
yeah,
standing there and they're looking at you, and they're out here spinning it, and they're just trying to, like,
they're
show
trying.
off, and it's
Yeah.
so I'll always be like "Whoa, you've got some major saber skills," and, like, I'll, like, say something, and they get so, like, excited and happy. It's so
No,
cute.
yeah, and that's awesome, for you to do it as an individual because, like, little kids, they are, whether you're a adult or little kid, but especially as a little kid, you're gonna feel cool holding something like a lightsaber, and to
Heck
have
yeah.
someone, older come up to you with the positivity and be like, "Wow," like, even though his skills probably weren't amazing, but you were ignoring that and you just wanted to give him like that motivation because maybe he might grow up and be one of those lightsaber spinners and be like, "Hey, you coming up to me made me want to be you know what I'm saying?" So that's awesome that you do that. So again, see, that makes me, appreciate you more as beyond the content creator. It's just like this
Oh, thank you.
individual. Yeah, like that's I love hearing that, because we need more people like that. Like there's people who are just either selfish or they just think about themselves and you're over there kind of like, spreading that positivity to like little children, they need that. So especially when they're dressed up like that. And at the end of the day, whether you're a adult or kid, holding a lightsaber is one of the coolest things ever. And that's why I have a couple. But yeah, like I said, I came in last year with no lightsaber, but the moment I bought Kylo Ren's, I was just like turning it on and off, and like it just felt cool. Like you feel cool. You're just like, yeah, And so
Yeah.
I don't know, like just the effects of having a lightsaber. But I mean, if you look at um fandoms or just like in movies in general, like the lightsaber is one of the coolest things that they came up with the first film with the New Hope. The sound effects is amazing. The light are beautiful. All the different lights are beautiful, and there's the designs of them. Like if you actually look at each character's hilt with their lightsabers, it's just they're just designed so beautiful, and I don't know, it's just a beautiful piece of weapon that
It's an
when you
elegant weapon.
yeah, exactly. And when you hold on to it, you just feel like cool and you feel like I don't know, the energy that it's just so it's amazing. Like it's hard to describe unless you have a lightsaber. So um but yeah, so um we covered a crowd. So yeah, so overall, we're not saying Star Wars Day at Disney World's a bad thing. Like you were mentioning, 'cause there was people who didn't even had no idea. Like I came across people who had no idea that it was May the 4th. So just day in particular, just got busy. But in regards to cosplaying or like if you're there for the treats, the photos, friends, or like like you said, your outfit, you picked the right outfit and you found the right backgrounds with the perfect color palettes that just match everything, which they, like I said, they look all amazing,
Thank you.
from what I saw. So, you're welcome. But yeah, you guys, it's just, two here you have two content creators who cosplay for the first time. I want you probably know more about, like, my obsession is Batman. I mean, in the Bat Loop Batman, like Batman's my obsession, but
Same.
yeah, in my world of fandom, Star Wars is in there, and so, but I don't know every little thing that I should know. I mean, I'm still learning in the progress, but it's, but just saying, for example, you have two people who love Star Wars and go to Star Wars Day, and the experience, if you take away the, how crowded it was, it was a positive experience. It was fun. It was, it's going to be a great memory, for both of us and anyone else that experienced it. And so, and like you said, everyone goes all out, and there were some really cool costumes and cosplay, and it's a beautiful thing to see. And so I know there's some people are like, oh, Star Wars, or oh, you love Batman, or oh, you dress up for, like MegaCon or anything like, and it's just like, there's life is full of a lot of stress and a lot of everything else. And so this is our moment where we could be at peace and have fun and not worry about life for that moment for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, whatever the event is. Just let us be. Just let us be and have our fun. You do, whatever you do, but don't bring that negativity here. But yeah, so Star Wars Day, I believe it is worth it. I don't know so much for Disney World. I think if I had to pick one or give anyone advice, probably do Disneyland. So, because from I don't know, you and I are talking about Disney World because we both were there, but I don't know if Disneyland gets super crowded for that. And if they do, I think it's more organized. But anyways, that's my advice. If you guys are watching, probably try Disneyland for that whole full experience. But if you're in Florida and you can't really do it, then being at Disney World is perfectly fine. And so, um, other than that, does anything want to add to that you paid it, or like anything with Star Wars line, any comments, anything I didn't cover, anything that you remembered, or any other experience that you were like, oh, you know what, this happened, and
No,
no,
yeah,
okay,
we talked about everything, I think.
yeah. So now that we got that out of the way, um, we're gonna do a Q&A so that the world out there can know you and, all your likes and interests and everything like that.
Oh my.
So
Oh my god.
they're not difficult questions. It's not gonna be like, any Star Wars night. We're gonna do some quizzes, test your knowledge of Star Wars. No. Um, but it's gonna be just overall everything. It's a good way for people to get to know you. I like I said, I when I found you, I'm here for support, and hopefully it's like a start of a friendship. If it's not, if you're just like, hey, I don't want to be friends with you, that's cool. That's cool,
Oh
but
my god, no.
and so like I said, when you get to know people, and this is what I love doing on my show, is that I because people, when you see content creators, they're taking pictures, you don't know who the real, because a lot of us could put a facade and just kind of just doing it for followers. But when you get down to the nitty gritty like this, you can kind of see people's vibes, their energy, like they are as a person. And like from this whole time that I've been talking to you and you're talking to me, I guess I'm still seeing what I see on the video. So it's nothing different, because some people can be fake, but I still see like this kind person, very positive, energetic, like in yeah, like I love that. And that's good. So those are the people that I want to be around with, that's where you want to build around with. So, but anyways, to help too with anyone that's watching, for your followers, anyone on my side that followed you, or anyone that's watching, we're gonna do the Q&A, ladies and gentlemen. So, but we're gonna start off with Disney stuff. So, your favorite Disney park? Which one's your favorite Disney park and why?
Oh god. I hate this question so much. 'Cause it changes, like, every month depending on what mood I'm in, to be honest. Um,
Interesting.
if I have to just, like, pick one solid one overall, I have to be super basic and just say Magic Kingdom, just for the nostalgia, and, like, that's been my favorite park since I was a little kid, and I've been going to theme parks since I was a little kid, so I'd have to say Magic Kingdom only because of the nostalgia, but that is just, like, my very basic go-to answer because I will always have, like, a special love for that park, but then, like, what my favorite park is, it depends on the month because, like, right now I'm in, like, full Star Wars swing, right? So, like, I am visiting Hollywood Studios very frequently, there's new merch coming out, like, I am in a mood for Star Wars, like, Bad Batch season 3 came out, I haven't seen it yet, so don't tell me if you've seen it, but
Yeah, you're
I
good.
was when I, like, watch it, I'm, like, full on into that, and then, fun festivals come around, then I am at Epcot all the time, and then when I'm feeling more chill and like I don't really want to deal with a bunch of people and I'm not trying to run around, then I'll go to Animal Kingdom and I'll just go and take really like nice walks around Animal Kingdom and go get like a little snack and maybe hop on Everest and then go home. So like
Hmm,
it purely depends on my mood, like honestly.
on your mood. So it
Yeah.
changes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So for me, it's like my favorite is Epcot. It's
Yeah.
just because it has all the festivals. It doesn't have a lot of rides. Guardians of the Galaxy is really good
Oh,
roller coaster. Um, but yeah, I just noticed that I always go to that park and I just enjoy it. I love the walking around. I love food. Maybe that's why,
I
like I
would
love, yeah, you
I
know.
would guess yes.
Yeah, so that's why I would see part of the reason why I love Epcot. That's my favorite park. Okay, so next question. This is probably gonna be hard. You probably get asked this question a lot. Favorite Disney ride from all the parks. You could break it down if you want to be like, my favorite ride from Magic Kingdom is this, my favorite ride is there, or just overall, however you want to break it down. But favorite Disney ride.
Okay. From Magic Kingdom, I'll just do by park because I don't know if I could pick one.
Okay.
But from Magic Kingdom, it's controversially Space Mountain. I love Space Mountain so
Wow.
much.
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is over. She had the wrong. That was the wrong answer. No, I'm just kidding.
No, Tomorrowland is my vibe. I love it so much. Space Mountain is just you can't tell me. I wanna go on Hyperspace Mountain in Disneyland because I've had
Yeah,
friends who've gone and have said it's way more fun than Space Mountain here. So I would like to see what's so great about it over there.
over there. Yeah.
But Space Mountain and Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Rise of the Resistance, obviously. It is just a genius work of art. It is a themed ride, it's storytelling, it's trackless, it's got a little drop. It's so cool. It's so cool. The pre-show, everything. Epcot, it's Guardians. I don't care what people say. I go through that pre-show every time and I love the pre-show. I don't care if people are sad that it's so long or they're like mad because they're like, "Oh, I have to sit through like 3 different shows to get to the ride." I don't care. I will
Right.
be sitting there lip syncing the whole show. Okay. I don't care. I love that
I love
pre-show.
it.
Um, and then Animal Kingdom, it's Everest, of course, because I love
That's
Everest. Flight of Passage is really good too, but I have to stay true to my coaster side, and I
the
love
coaster side. I
Everest.
was gonna say, I was like, because Flight of Passage is a very unique ride, and it's a really good ride.
It is so
So
good. I love it, but I don't know. I like coasters more.
you're a big coaster, okay. Um,
What about you?
Me overall, like, I mean, if I want to pick overall, because I can do that. Rise of the Resistance to me is my favorite, hands down, ride of out of all the Disney park rides. Um, If we had to break it down by park, Magic Kingdom would be Pirates of the Caribbean. Love
Mm,
it. I'll go and wait in line for that. I love that one. Animal Kingdom would be Flight of Passage. Epcot, that one's easy. Just be Guardians. And then Hollywood Studios. I mean, Rise of the Resistance. Really close right behind would be Toy Story Mania.
okay, I can see that. That's really
Yeah,
fun.
it's a really fun ride. Yeah. But yeah, that's if I had to break it down. But overall, from all the parks, hands down, Rise of Resistance. I love it. There's just certain things that I wish they could have added to it, but overall, like it's just amazing. It's a nice long ride. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
So staying in the theming of Disney, getting a little bit out of the parks, but Disney princesses. Who are your top five favorite Disney princesses?
Top 5. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, my favorite is Moana. I love
Okay.
Moana. Um, hmm, my top 5. Okay, Moana. I love Punzi,
Okay. That's good.
Rapunzel. Um, Ariel, she's just been my favorite since I was a little kid, so I have to put her in there.
Okay, that's a good one.
Um, oh my gosh, who else? Tiana, I love Tiana.
Okay, that's a good one.
And probably honestly, probably Mulan.
Mulan. Okay,
Mm.
that's a good one. Those are all good ones. Yeah. So for me, it would be so my favorite Disney movie is actually Aladdin. So Jasmine is my number one go, my girl right there. When I saw the movie, and she ended up being officially a Disney princess, Raya from Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she's my number two. It was Rapunzel at number two, but she got so Rapunzel's number three for me. So Jasmine, Raya, Rapunzel, and then my number four would be Merida.
Oh, I forgot about Merida, yeah.
That's my number four, and number five would be Mulan. So that
Mulan.
would be yeah, that'd be my top five. So yeah,
Okay.
usually like my top five gets a little controversial, like I've done it before, and I've had people like friends and people be like, "What about Belle and Cinderella?" And I was like, or Ariel, and I'm like, they're in the top 10. They're not my
Yeah,
top five.
and we forgot about Anna too. Anna's a
Oh
good one too.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, those are my top five. But that's a good list. So knowing you said your heart is true to Disney, so you kind of answered this, but I was going to ask you, like, are you more Team Universal or Team Disney? Now, hold on. Let me ask it this way. As of right now, looking at things of how everything's been going with the parks, are you like just scrap the whole like Disney has my heart like growing up, like we're just looking at right now like they're creating their different theme parks, the rides, who's taking care of the annual pass holders, just like overall. But you could still answer this, you could still say Disney. Team Disney or Team Universal?
Honestly, right now, like, looking at the politics and, like, all
Yeah.
that stuff and accounting everything, honestly, Universal.
Okay.
Yeah.
um Me too. I'd
Yeah.
be Universal, and not just as of right now, just I've noticed over the years. So I've been an annual pass holder for both for a few years, and I just feel I love with the direction that Universal's going, but like just feel over the years, like I feel more appreciated as an annual pass holder with Universal than I do with Disney. Um, and I just see Disney just makes certain decisions of certain things that I'm just kind of like, it either makes me not feel too sad or like like completely happy with them, or there'll be days where I'm like, I'd rather go to Universal. So I've just been noticing that I've been leaning more towards, Universal. Um, I really one of the things I love, one of the factors of being an annual passer that I love with Universal compared to Disney is I love going to Universal. I can even walk into a Starbucks on, in the park, City Walk, wherever, and be like, I don't drink a lot of coffee. I just drink the refreshers and order something, a refresher, and then pull out my annual pass for it.
Oh,
I know a discount is not a lot, but it's discount's a discount. You go to Disney, you be like, oh, can I get, if you go to like quick service, be like, oh, can I get a churro? Okay, can I get a discount? They'll be like, slap it out of your hand. They'll be like, get that out of our face. There's no discount here.
only
What do
seated
you think you
dining.
are? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your total, $22.19.
Yeah.
No discount. And so, yeah, I don't know. I love that, because we're all trying to save too. But even though it's not a huge saving, but it's still something because they're just like, hey, you as a annual pass holder, this is your reward of you can go anywhere here and use a discount. It may not be much, but this is our way of saying thank you. Where Disney's like, well, we're gonna nitpick of where you can use your pass because even at Disney Springs, they're even limiting where you can use an annual pass. I don't know if you
Yep.
noticed that. Like, there's certain
Yep.
places where I'm going. For example, I went to go to Emirates and I already knew this, but I had to ask. But I went to go get the Stormtrooper cake, which amazing cake. Took pictures. I really loved it, enjoyed it. And I was like, "Oh, can I get a discount? Do we get a discount?" And he's like, "No, cast members only." And I'm just like, "Well, it's $22 for this cake. Like, like it would have been nice to have a discount, but like, no." So there's certain places I've noticed that you have to be like a cast member. So I'm like, well, then what's the point of adding the discount to the one of the amenities of being a annual pass holders? So
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
think There's, like, less incentive to be an annual
Yeah,
pass holder at Disney now than
yeah,
there was before, because,
yeah,
yeah, like, a big thing is, like, oh, not only like, yeah, I it still makes sense if you're gonna go a certain amount of times and it pays for itself in
yeah,
terms of park tickets, that's
yeah,
the main reason, but, like, there is no other incentive for you to get it besides from that because the discounts are like, you barely applicable to anything, honestly, and,
yeah, yeah,
like, the merch, yeah, but even some merch, they're like, "Sorry, it doesn't apply to some of this merch because it's, like, limited or edition or whatever." And,
yeah,
like, yeah, a ton of the food stuff, like, where it would be really useful is at around Epcot, like,
yeah,
around the World Showcase, it would be great if,
exactly.
like, the annual pass holders, especially, like, because I know there's a ton of locals who just go to grab dinner at Epcot or go to the festivals all the time, like, how good would it be if, like, locals could get discounts or annual pass holders could get discounts at, like, I don't know. I just think it's, like,
Yeah, right.
there's not as much incentive anymore as, like, as Universal.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're absolutely right. And if you notice the prices of when the festival comes out, they're getting a little bit up there. They've been increasing. I do want to look at my older videos and see like the difference because there's certain things they do bring back. I want to be like, wow, this used to be 425 and now it's like 825. So like there's a price increase, and but
Giving
there's no.
Italy Pavilion prices, and it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
good.
Oh yeah, no, no, yeah. That's the one that I avoid, but that there's no discount for that. So I don't know. But anyways, yeah. So good answer. Interesting. So now let's go a little bit back to Star Wars. So there's a bunch of Star Wars movies, and everyone has their. And I chose this number. You can go more to it, but what are your top three favorite Star Wars movies?
It's the prequels,
Okay.
100%. I'm a prequel girly. Nothing will ever change my opinion.
Why those though?
Honestly, I don't really know.
Me
I
too.
I'm definitely not a fan of the Disney ones, so we can just immediately count those out.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that the cinematography in them is good and the CGI in them is really cool. But in terms of the Star Wars story and the lore, I think they were huge misses to be yeah, they were just
Yeah,
huge
no, they
misses.
were big. I
So
agree.
I don't like those. And the sequels, I like the sequels a lot. I just think something about the prequels and, like, Clone Wars and that whole thing, it's just I don't know. I really can't
It's
explain it. It's more of, like, how it makes me feel. Like, it just makes me feel, like, more connected to that movie and, like, happy, and I just enjoy those a lot more than the sequels. Yeah, and there really isn't, like, a logic behind it.
not
It's
there.
just
Okay.
how it makes me feel.
Um, mine's not really in the series of the movies. Like my favorite one probably is Revenge of the Sith because you get to see you see how Anakin becomes Darth Vader, and it's almost like relatable to like human beings with their emotions and stuff like when you're fearful of something it can turn into like what Yoda was saying and it's just like just like I know like the first two were really good. Like you see Anakin as a happy little boy and you just see how he progressed, but just seeing all the emotions of like everything that he was feeling and what he was afraid of, and it turned him into what he became this iconic Darth Vader, but also like the process of like there was no trust with not listening and losing trust with Obi-Wan, with Padme, the one that he loved that he was so fearful of not doing, her not dying, and he's the cause of that, and so and just seeing towards the end of the film, oh, and also the great battle, the like, like I have the
Oh,
higher ground, and every like that
yeah.
was just that dialect that was just so awesome. But just seeing, him come back as the iconic, you know, um, Darth Vader, and then he realizes, when he tells, the city tells him like, "Hey, this is what happened," and you realize, and you hear that no, like you feel it, and it's just like you feel it in your soul, and you're
That was
just
a
like,
really good impression, by the way.
"Dang." Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's just powerful, and so that one's my favorite one. Number two would probably be A New Hope. And number 3, man, I don't know. What would number 3 be? I don't know. I'd have to watch them again. For sure, those 2 have always been, like, right there, 1 and 2. I don't know what I would have as number 3.
Hmm.
But yeah, like, it's not in order, it's like, how you had yours, but that's how I like. I mean, I guess it's in order 3, 4, so it's not gonna be number 5, but I don't know. Now, but talking about the Disney ones real quick, the Force Awakens and everything, hey, Daryl, um, I feel like they had potential to making another great series of uh Star Wars film added to the other films with, you know, if I think about, like, for example, Kylo, when he first showed up, when at first when I seen him, I was like, "Oh, this is like a gonna be like a Darth Vader version 2.0 or whatever."
Yeah,
Can you be more creative? But like he just felt more like, I don't know. He just had his own little thing, and he stopped the little blaster laser in the middle of the air, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "What is this?" And it was really cool. And then he let it go, and he was just, that he had that intimidating factor, just like when you watch A New Hope. For people who watched it for the first time back in the day, and you see Darth Vader, walking by, and everyone's just scared, and he's just kind of like, you see, you feel that, and that fear is there. And I feel like they could have done that with Kylo, but he ended up turning to be like a crybaby, whining, and all this other stuff, and everything else they changed. But anyway, so they had potential to make it really good, but they shot themselves in the foot with that one, with all 3 of them. So, anyways, like you
yeah.
said, that's why we just skip over it. So,
We don't
and
talk about those.
yeah, we don't talk about that. And anyone that's watching that, if you do love those films, well, I
You're
don't know what
welcome
to tell
to
you.
leave
Yeah.
the chat.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, there'll be a lot of negative talk. If you and I were talking about those 3 films, it'd just be mostly negative stuff. But
Mhm.
and like I said, the only reason for anyone that has joined late, if you need an answer, the Kylo, this right here is, I don't like the character. I really like the I really like the lightsaber. So, anyways, um, so yeah, so that was that question. Oh no, I lost my questions. Let's get back. Okay, this is a good one. So, what are your favorite? Let's just say top, or either your top favorite lightsaber, or if you can't pick one, like maybe top 3, top 2. I don't know.
Okay.
But if you have a favorite one, just what is your favorite lightsaber from all the characters?
Um, Ahsoka Tano's, honestly. I love her lightsabers, they're so cool. And I like that she has 2.
Yeah, I know, right? Everyone has one, and then she's just like, I have two. Um, that's a good answer. Yeah. And then, so do you own, like, I've seen you with different lightsabers, but I don't know your whole collection. Do you own like hers yet, or
Not yet, no.
yeah, okay. But it's like, is it on your list of,
Yes,
okay.
definitely.
Okay, perfect. Um, mine mine would have to be Darth Maul's.
Oh, Darth Maul's is so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. And I do plan on buying it, but it's just taking it to the park is gonna be interesting, because it doesn't retract, so you just have this long lightsaber, so you just kinda like, you know, I don't know. Like, at least with this being 2, I can, and like I said, I can, like, separate it like that, but, like,
Mm.
his, just it could be the complete one, it's just kinda really long. But over just talking about favorite lightsaber, Darth Maul's, hands down, I really love it. Um Watching that movie for the first time, and he came out and he was just like, and then the other side, and you were
Oh,
just like, it was
so
so,
cool.
yeah, it's so cool. Yeah. I wish that battle scene was a little bit longer. It was kind of short lived, but anyways, yeah, yeah, that's for discussion for a different day. But yeah, good answer. I like that. Um, Now let's get to now where people have been posting on social media, or if you're a Halloween fan, it's like, oh, we're halfway to Halloween. So I had to throw in a Halloween question. So, you excited more for Halloween Horror Night, or Mickey's Not So Scary?
So, I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm not a big Disney after hours events, like, advocate, I guess. So,
Yeah.
Halloween Horror Nights, 100%.
Okay, I agree. That's me. I don't know if you have, but I've never been to the Mickey's. only because I look at the event and I'm like, if I'm gonna pay 150, $200 for this event, what am I getting? Just candy? So it seems like it's more for like for the kids. During COVID times, they had really good choices. Like when it was Halloween time, remember they had all these options for Halloween treats. But then when things were starting to get back to normal, they put it back to where it was only for that event.
Mhm.
So, but I'm just like, am I really gonna pay 150, $200 for like a handful of interesting looking Halloween treats? And I guess there's like a show. So I don't know. I don't know if you've gone, but like to me personally, I watch it and it doesn't like wow me. Will there be a day where I'll go maybe just to experience it so I can actually give my opinion, not just like hate from the outside looking in? But yeah,
Yeah, I have not been to the Halloween one, I've been to the Christmas one once.
okay.
Um, but I assume they're similar in that sense where, like, they have special characters, but all the characters' lines are, like, the like, 3 hours, which is, like, the amount of time that the whole event is, and then there's, like, a really cool fireworks show or 2, and then some overlays for the rides. So when I went for Christmas time that one time, I was going by myself because a subscriber couldn't go, so, they gave me their ticket, which was
Oh
so, so
wow.
amazing. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was yeah, I was so grateful. They were so
Nice.
sweet. And so I was going by myself. And so I'm s obviously, it's probably more fun with friends too. And it was fun. It was really cool to experience it and having and, like, the overlay for Space Mountain, there was, like, rock music and, like, rock Christmas music, and it was, like, lasers
That's
and,
really
like, it
cool.
was, like, a whole concert inside of Space Mountain while you were riding it, so that was
Yeah.
really fun, and they had, like, projections everywhere, like, all over Magic Kingdom, so it was really fun, but, like, I did a whole vlog on it, but I came to the conclusion, like, it's not worth how much you're paying, which it's sometimes it's more than what you're paying to just go to the parks for 12 hours, so I'm not, like, a huge Disney after hours park, like, party person, which is why I said, like, Halloween Horror Nights for sure.
For
Halloween Horror
sure.
Nights.
Yeah, because I think hands down, like, I mean, I understand maybe they're more focused for the kids, but if you want to experience like the Halloween, I think hands down Halloween Horror Nights.
It's more of a vibe over
Yeah,
there.
it's a vibe, yeah, and it's interesting because when you go I don't know if it's for you, like, I love one thing that I love about Universal, like, whether I'm when I get into the park, it's one vibe. When I get into Diagon Alley, it's another vibe because you just you feel like you're in that immense world of Harry Potter. But when it's Halloween Horror Nights, that's another like, you're at Universal Studios, but I don't know, with the lights low and, like, everything going on, it's like a whole like, you just feel like you went to another park and it's
It's
just a whole
just
different vibe. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like, I'll get the I don't know, do you get the annual or, like, the season pass when you for Halloween
yeah,
Horror Nights? Okay,
definitely.
yeah, so I do too, and sometimes if I don't have anyone to go with, I'll just go by myself and, like, either I'll vlog or I'll just go and just walk around for, like, an hour or 2 and just sit, grab a snack, and just, like, enjoy the vibes and seeing everyone in their really cute outfits and, like, just listening to the music, or I'll go watch the show, like, it is just such a vibe. It's like a different feeling, like, it puts you in, like, this gothic, like, Halloween mood, but it's so fun.
No, yeah, I agree. And it's also and like going through like the haunted houses, just hearing everybody like screaming and coming out and then talking about like, oh, the house was amazing, or the oh, like this scared me. And it's really cool to see all that. And so yeah, yeah, no, it's definitely a vibe. And so, I've done that too where I've gone like most of the time I go by myself, but like oh, there's times where I'm not even like because I'm doing my content stuff, like I'll focus on certain things, but sometimes it's kind of nice to just walk in there and you just kind of just pay attention to people or see how people get scared in the scare zones. Like there was one time I was sitting outside one of the scare zones by over there by the mummy and just seeing people like screaming and running, and it's funny and it's fun, and I don't know,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a whole vibe. But yeah, and I'm excited for this year. So, but yeah, I get the pass for that. I'm just waiting for them. Like it's May 8th. I'm waiting for them to drop the houses. Like they've been a little late to it. I don't know if it's because they're, with the certain IPs, they got to get the contract talks with the like money and all that to get it all down because they're using IPs that are not, exclusive, that not owned by Universal. So, um, I think that's why the delay. But anyways, let me tell you this real quick. So I don't know if you heard, but there's rumors. I don't obviously it's rumors, but I'm hearing Freddy Cougar could be a potential house,
Oh, that's gonna be
right?
so cool.
That'd be really, really cool. Um, and then I don't know if you've seen the speculation map, but like you have like probably a quiet place. The only one that everyone knows for sure is happening, it's gonna be fun, is the Ghostbusters house. Like, it's the 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
There was a story, they went to go get the Cadillac car, Universal went out to go buy it. Like, come on, like, if that's not a house this year, I would be shocked. I'd be like, "What?" Like,
I'm quitting, I'm out.
yeah, exactly, yeah. No, so that one's obvious. So that one was like the year before with Chucky, where they announced Chucky, but the Ghostbuster one's happening. So, anyways, okay, good answer. Halloween Horror Nights. Um, that would be another. That would be interesting to do like a video. We can do like a video collab with that. Down the road. But anyways, so now going to like theme park foods. Um, has there been a theme park food that you've tried, whether festival or wherever, just any of the parks? Well, let's focus on Disney. That was just so bad that you were like a 0 out of, like, I can give this negative, you would earn negative out of, like, has it happened? What was it? And tell me the experience.
It was the Figment the Figment purple milkshake thing. Do
The
you know what I'm
purple
talking
milkshake.
about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they brought it back again this year.
They did.
That thing is so disgusting. I w I got it, I was excited, I vlogged the whole experience because I had to, and the act pure face of disgust I had, uh, in that vlog is just it really speaks for itself,
It
but, like,
does.
my friend was with me, she tried it, and she also thought it was just it
That was, like,
tastes
disgusting.
yeah, like, if I had to describe it, it tastes like you're drinking medicine mixed with milk, like, it's
Uh,
it's so like, like that grapey purple medicine
so go
flavor? So it's like
girl, with
that, but
milk.
mixed with milk because it's a
Mhm.
milkshake, and it's so bad, and I looked over and I saw 2 girls sitting there, and they were, like, 3/4 of the way done with their drinks, and I was like, "How?
Ow.
How?" And there were people walking around Epcot drinking it, and I was like, "This props to you, but it could
Right.
never be me." That was, like, one of the first and, like, rare times where I bought a snack, and it was basically purely it ended up being purely for the vlog
For
because
the
I
vlog.
threw it out. I was not gonna put myself through that and risk actually getting sick at the park because
Yeah,
it was
no.
so bad. That was, like, the first thing I that was it was literally negative reviews. It was so bad.
No, yeah, I've tried that. That was definitely gross. The one that talking about, milkshakes that Epcot did, that was actually interesting. I thought I was gonna hate it. I thought it was gonna be
The
gross,
pickle
was
one?
the yes, the pickle one. Did you try that one?
Yeah, it honestly it wasn't as bad as it
Yeah.
wasn't that bad, but
No, it wasn't.
I wouldn't say it was even a 5 out of 10. It was probably lower for me, but it wasn't as bad as the Figment purple milkshake one.
You know what's interesting about that one though? I don't know if you went to go try it at the beginning of the festival. I tried it
Yeah.
like a good maybe 5 weeks after the was it maybe no, 4 weeks? No, it just really, really it was really late. And people were saying that the flavor, like someone who tried it from the beginning and then tried it again, they said the flavor changed. So when I
Mm,
tried it, it actually was pretty good. I don't remember what I gave it. I know it was higher than a 5, but it wasn't like it wasn't amazing, but it was like I was like, I would actually come back and buy this. But like there was just like the flavor of pickles was kind of minimal, but it was just like it had like a little minty flavor, but it was just like I don't know, it was just really it was good. I was surprised. Like I'm not a huge pickle person. Like I don't
mhm.
mind pickles on certain things, but like I'm not obsessed, I'm not like, oh yeah, but from what so there were certain people that had said they went in the beginning and they went again, they changed it. So it sometimes makes me wonder, does Epcot tweak things during I mean maybe they do, but like maybe
Yeah, I
they
guess depending on, like, what the creators are saying and, like,
yeah.
the biggest, like, overall judgment of it is.
Yeah, exactly. Because at the end of the day, it's food. You can always change. It's not like it's permanent.
Yeah.
You can mess with it a little bit with flavor. So I don't know. I don't know if they noticed people were like, "Oh, this is gross," like, or this was like not that great, and they were like, "Okay, let's make it a little. Let's get it a little bit above 5 out of 10, y'all. Like, And then someone like me, and I was like, "Wow, this is actually." I think I gave it like a 7 or 8. No, maybe it was a 7 out of 8, but it was like a 7. So it's like that's
Okay.
not bad. Yeah, yeah.
I think for me, it was more of disappointing because I'm a big pickle person, I love pickles,
I love
and
it.
I was expecting it to be pickle flavored, and it was just dill flavored, like
The
the actual, like,
dill
dill
dill.
seasoning,
Yeah.
not pickles. So I was more just like, "Dang, I wanted the salty, sour pickle flavor."
Yeah, so that one was a very interesting one, but that one so the Figment one wasn't the worst for me. It was actually, I cannot remember the quick service. It's over there in Japan. They have a quick service place where if you go, if you kinda go in the middle and there's those stairs that kinda go up, there's a quick service place there. And the only way I discovered it was really hot that day, and I was in that area, and then I noticed there was like a building. So I was like, "Oh, what is that? I've never been in. Like, let me explore." Like one of the nice things about annual pass holders is that you find something new all the time. People are like, "Oh, you go there all the time. Don't you get bored?" Like, no, y'all. Like sometimes you find like you're finding new things every time. So that's what makes it unique being annual pass holder. Anyways, I digress. I go into this building. I'm like, "Oh, it's a quick service place," and then I see teriyaki chicken. I love Asian food, and I love like teriyaki chicken, like sesame chicken, things like that, right? And I was starving, and I was like, "Oh, okay, like I could be an AC and it's teriyaki chicken." Like, yeah. I get the plate of chicken, and it's not only does it not have seasoning, y'all, like
Oh,
it was just like it was dry. That chicken was dry. It had no flavor. The sauce was like this, usually you probably put the flavor in that. There was no flavor in that, the sauce. So I was yeah, it was I've had teriyaki chicken in so many different places, and I had some that were like, "Eh, it was alright," or and there's obviously some that were amazing, but, like, that was the worst thing that I've ever tried. I mean, I remember I took 2 bites and I threw it away. It was so
oh
disgusting,
my
so disappointing, so bad. I was like it's in the video too, like, I like, like, when I ate it, I was like, "Yo, this is the saddest thing that I've ever tried at Disney World." If you go to Disney World, do not, like I told people in the video, do not, I showed the camera, like, "This place right here, do not come
do
here."
not go
Yeah.
here.
That was 2 years ago, maybe I'm not that popular for Disney to see, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, hey, y'all, like, he said there was no seasoning, like, what happened?" Like, but maybe they changed it, I don't know, but that was the worst, like, the chicken wasn't how teriyaki chicken is, like, at least sliced up? They gave me just the chicken thigh, just, like, bam, right there on the plate with a little drizzle of, like,
Like a
the
giant chicken
yeah,
thigh,
just a
just
chicken thigh, just little little drizzle of the teriyaki, and there's no seasoning, just
oh my
bland,
goodness.
dry,
What?
disgusting, yeah.
I wonder if that was a Disney owned or if that was like a separate company that owns it, you
I
know?
I
'Cause you know
don't
how
I
there's restaurants around even around Epcot that it's not Disney owned.
so, I believe it is because well, it looks okay, I believe it is because you know how when you go into certain quick service, different Disney parks, it has those menus, and it has, like, I mean, I don't know, I'm just going based off of I don't know, I can't say, but it was a quick
You think
service.
so?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
It
then
felt
maybe
like
that explains it.
Yeah, yeah, no, it felt like going into, like, any other quick service place at all the other Disney parks that's not owned by somebody else. Like, what's the like, it felt like a Cosmic Rays, like, it kinda felt like a Cosmic Ray, not it
Gotcha.
wasn't Cosmic theme, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so but
Okay.
it was so bad. Like, I sat there. I remember I was taking pictures, posted online. I took the video. I was like, "Yo, this is like this could be negative so bad." I was so because I was excited. I was like, "Oh, wow, they have teriyaki chicken," like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
Yeah, and then no, it was
that's
so bad.
disappointing.
Yeah, very disappointing. So, out of all my food reviews, that's the only one that was that bad. All the other ones at least get like a 2 or a 3 or something. Maybe like that one was straight up just like could be in the negative. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like I don't know. Oh, no flavor. Like I could have like yeah, it's making me I'm getting disgusted right now just thinking like those flavor
Oh
like there was
gosh.
no flavors, but like it's coming back. It's one of those like bad memories that I'm just trying to like
PTSD.
erase. But yeah, that was the worst for me. So,
Mm.
yeah. Actually, I should go back and try it. No, I don't know. I might go back because, like I said, they
I was gonna
some
say, because now I'm intrigued, and now I wanna go there and try something.
yeah, or you could do it and you could tell me like, hey, so my friend did this 2 years ago. 2 years later, ladies and gentlemen, it's still trash. Like, I don't know. Or maybe you'd be like, hey, Alex, you might need to come back because it's actually pretty good. So I don't know. But 2 years ago, yeah, It was really bad. Maybe they took it off the menu. I don't even know. But yeah, maybe give it. It's in Epcot. Like I said, if you're going up the steps where the water's at and everything, it's right there. That building right there.
Okay.
I forget the name of it, but
I know what you're talking about,
yeah,
though.
you
It's,
know
like,
what I'm talking
more
about.
in it's
Yeah,
more in, yeah.
yeah. Because I always thought that was like a restaurant or something, but no, it was quick service, and I was like, so it's right there.
Yeah.
So, also fun fact: if you need to go to the bathroom, there's a when you go up, if you go up those stairs, um this is like my secret bathroom, but I'm telling it online to people. But you go up those stairs, there is a bathroom there that there's barely anybody there. Like, you know how a lot of those Epcot bathrooms can get kind of crazy busy. If you go there, it's like kind of away because people don't know because it's next to that quick service. But it's like there's the quick service
Mm.
building. You go out and it's right there. So yeah, it's very at the top. So just if you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta go, and you're in Japan, you're like, oh, Alex told me. And you go there and you be like, yeah. So if that ever happens, give me my props, like send me a message, like, hey, guess what? You saved me today. I don't have
Give
to.
you a review of the bathroom over there.
Yeah. Probably be a better experience than that chicken. Um, okay, so then next question. I guess this comes down to if you, I mean, I've seen, like I said, I'm fairly new to you, so the only thing I've seen video wise is I've seen you done the Universal, one of the Universal resorts, but like, have you done a Disney resort? And if you have, which one's your favorite, and which ones do
Mhm.
you plan on wanting to go to?
So, I've done a decent amount of Disney resorts. I would say my favorite was Animal Kingdom Lodge with the Savannah View room. It
Oh,
was
that.
it was everything. It was so worth the money. It was worth every penny, and I would pay for it again, and I want to pay for it again. I
Nice.
want them to take all my money for that. It was epic. I would say it's not I wouldn't recommend it for people who are just coming and spending 12 hours a day every single day at the theme parks. Like, my mentality for that is, like, if you're not gonna be spending time at the hotel other than to sleep,
Mhm.
don't waste your money on all this theming, fancy hotel stuff when you can save so much money staying at, like, even just Disney's, like, value resort, since you're literally only going there to sleep. But if
Mhm.
you're going there and you're spending, like, 2 weeks at Disney, which I know a lot of people do too,
Yeah.
like, then obviously it's more worth even staying at a value during the times you're going to the parks and then hopping over to a nicer one for the times when you're doing, like, your rest days or you're, like, chilling and, using the last week of your vacation to just, like, relax, then it's worth it for that for sure. But all of my s I call them staycations. All of my staycations that
Staycation.
I do, now I, like, don't go to the parks. I dedicate every single day to exploring the hotel and, like, fully immersing myself in the hotel.
Mhm.
So if you're gonna do something like that, then Animal Kingdom Lodge Savannah View Room is my, like, absolute favorite. I love it.
Okay, nice. I've only gone to one, and the one that I went to was Saratoga Springs.
Oh, yeah, I like that
Yeah,
one too.
but I made the mistake because it was my first time. I feel like with those kind of resorts, it's best to do, maybe not do a theme park because what happened was because I wanted to be close to the park, so I booked a day there, only one day, and I was mostly in the parks. But when I came back, I wanted to explore the all the everything that hotel had to offer or that resort, and I didn't get to because I was so exhausted from the parks where I slept. You wake up the next day, you already have to check out. And
Yep.
so I did do like a little breakfast, but other than that, like I didn't get to. You're paying a lot of money, and I didn't get to experience. Um, like everything that resort had to offer, like the pool. They had like nice little walkways. I mean, it was connected to because it's next to Disney Springs. Go to Disney Springs. Like I didn't get to
Yeah.
experience none of that, so I kind of regret that. Um, but yeah, so if I had to do it, if I can do it again, I would go back to that resort. And the reason that because there's all the different Disney resorts, but the reason I picked that one, I wanted to stay in one where I was like, because there's some that are nice, but it's just kind of like you get like your basic two beds, and things like that. I want one where I walk in and there's like a dining room, there's a kitchen, there's a living room, there's the room there, there's and so Saratoga Springs gave me that. Um, and for those who are watching, there is a video. It's kind of old. Probably was like 2 years ago that I did that, but there's that video where I did like a full review and like walk through of what the rooms, what it looks like. Those who can't I want an idea what it looks like. But yeah, if I can do that again, I would love to do it because I think if you're gonna book a Disney resort, especially an expensive one, like unless you don't care, unless you're just like, I'm just, throwing away money. But like, you want to experience the resort. That was one of the reasons too. But like, I did the whole park day, came back, I think, to kind of like chill, eat. And then when I went back to another park until closing to just watch fireworks and came back so exhausted, wake up the next day, you already have to check out, because I'm sleeping in. So
Yeah.
yeah. Or something, going where you went. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, cause then you miss out on all the animals and all that whole theming and everything. So
Yeah, that's why I know it's like you would want to go to the parks, especially like booking yourself a little vacation at the hotels because you're like, "Oh yeah, like I'm just like right here now. I don't even have to drive and like I can just
yeah.
pop over and go back and stuff." But like you have to try to reel yourself in because you have like you it's more worth your money to, like, go to the hotels and then just fully immerse yourself in the hotels, and then go to the parks, like, maybe on your checkout day or something, and, like,
Yeah.
take advantage of that on the day that you're checking out, but, like, on the days that you're staying there, just, like, explore the go to the pool even, because even the pools are, like, fun, like, go hang out by
Yeah.
the pool, go to, like, the bars, go book yourself a reservation at the restaurant, like, walk around the hotel, like, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I didn't get like I can't tell anybody what the pool was like or walking
Yeah.
around or at the different bars or different foods or anything because I took it as like, your mindset of like a hotel, like, oh, just be close to the park, convenience, and then just I'm sleeping and but there was more to it and I wish I would have thought that through. But anyways, yeah. But that one you went to, that's on my list for the next one to go to. So definitely not going to spend it at a theme park, like you said, do it the next following day or however many days I'm doing it, just focusing on the resort.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and then with Universal, which ones have you done and which one's your favorite?
Universal, I've only ever done Cabana Bay, so I've only done Cabana Bay, and I've always only done the Volcano View room.
Okay.
I wanna stay at more Universal hotels for sure, but usually when I'm thinking about, like, my next staycation, I just lean more toward Disney because
Mhm.
Disney's hotels are really fun, and I really wanna stay at the, like, Los Portofino and stuff at Universal because those look
Uh,
so nice
yeah,
and
they
fancy,
do. They do.
but yeah, so I've only ever stayed at Cabana Bay, Volcano Bay View room, but I would recommend. I love that room.
Yeah, from seeing your from like the stuff that you posted, it looks really nice, especially the view. The only one that I've done two, and it's the ones that are right next to each other, the dockside.
Oh, I've been meaning to go. Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. They're really nice. The pool I went to that one I actually went to the pool, yeah. 'Cause I remember I did go to the theme park. I went to Universal, but like I cut it like a half day, and then I came back and then I kind of like ate, relaxed at the hotel, and then like towards the evening I went to the pool. So that one I did do that, but yeah, I really liked it. The pool's really cool. Um, yeah, just everything. It was nice. It was really nice, and then yeah, it was just they're beautiful. They're nice. You know, what's interesting though is like if you book one, because the one that I booked has like they had like because I went with some people and it had the two beds. Like you walk in, there's the two beds, and then there's the private room that has its own bed. And then like a little dining area that has like I don't know if you've seen videos or pictures or anything like that
Yeah.
of it. Yeah, so like that's nice, but like if you want your own privacy, there's you would have to I don't know how you would do it, but like the beds are there, they're not in their own room and then
Mhm.
have like a living room. Like the beds are in the living room with the TV and all that. But overall it was really cool. I liked it a lot. And I had a poolside view too. So I remember I would look out the window and just see
Ooh.
that's why I went to the pool because I was like, that looks fun. I gotta make sure I do it. So yeah, yeah. But yeah, those are the only two that I went because I wanted to see the difference. But it's not the only difference is theming. Like it really
Oh,
comes down to
really?
theming.
Do you
Yeah.
have a preference, like, for one or the other or no?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
do not. Yeah. The experience was just like
The same.
yeah, same. Yeah, yeah. Just
Okay.
like or a different. Yeah, just adding it to the list. Like, oh, this is cool. I went to my second Universal resort. So, but like some of the other ones, the fancier ones, like the Hard Rock and all that, I do. They're on my list. So there's some ones that are on my list that I want to experience. So
Yeah.
we'll see if 2024 could be the year or some other different year. But yeah. Anyways, that was all my questions. Very difficult, right? And I see you
So
sweating there. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to bring the hammer down on those questions. But No, but yeah, just a little quick, Q&A to get to know you a little bit. I'm sure there's still a lot more, but then I will take the fun away of people watching your videos to get to know you. Like we don't need to know everything about you in this podcast. So, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I had fun. Like I said, if you're not subscribed to her, I think if I don't have it, I'll put it in the description when this video is done. But go subscribe to her. I'm not forcing again. Like at the end of the day, if I ask you to subscribe, just check out my content. If you like it, go ahead. But like, she does a really good job with her content, her vlogs. Lately, she's been living. Let's just say living at Volcano Bay. Like I think she has a home there, you guys, because I'm sitting there like
I've
I'm seeing
literally
Volcano
been
Bay
there
videos
for
left and right. Yeah, I'm
every
watching
week.
your Instagram. Yeah, she's like, here I am for the third straight week, and I'm like,
My
um,
friend the other day, she actually said we were going together because 'cause I've been going with my one friend who's just been tagging along on every single time. I think I've been there like 6 times now already. And
yeah,
like, just within the past, like, month or 2, well, it can't be just 1 month, so 2 months, but,
yeah.
like, we were getting ready to go, and she's like, you know, her husband told her, she was like her husband's like, "You guys treat it like your beach. Like, you guys go, grab your bags, bring your book, grab a drink, and you guys just hang out there for a couple hours and then head home," and I was like, "That is so accurate. That is so
Yeah,
true. We do treat it like the beach."
yeah, and yeah, it looks like you have a lot of fun there. And
Would
you were
recommend.
Yeah, you had me so motivated that I was like, I ended up going because I was like, "Hey, while you're taking care of Volcano Bay, someone's gotta take care of Typhoon Lagoon." So I was like, there was one where I sent you a video. I was like, "Guess where I'm at?" I was like, "I got this side, while you got that other side." But, I don't know if you've ever been to Typhoon Lagoon. That was my first time. I think I
Mm,
told you in the message. Yeah, that was my first time going,
yeah.
so I thought it was pretty cool, and I guess they have the biggest wave pool in the
The
US.
pool is awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. Comparing it to Volcano Bay though, like, is it
Volcano Bay's wave pool is not wavelicious. Let's put
no,
it
wait, wait.
that way, because their wave pool is so wide because of the volcano and, like, how it's themed. It's so wide that the actual wave makers, they can't make really good waves. So they do this whole show, there's all these drumming, the lifeguards do their little dance that I have memorized, and they
Wow.
just
You gotta
and
memorize.
but look, listen, I've been there enough times now. But
Yeah,
they do this whole show, and then it's a little underwhelming because the waves are just like, "Wee," like little tiny humps because it's so wide. I don't think the wave makers can actually make huge waves like how in Typhoon Lagoon, it's a more narrow. So it's
yeah,
like and there's, like, high walls, right? So it's, like, basically made for the wave pool, whereas this one is more just like a pool with a little wave here and there.
little wave here and there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, and I don't know, like, with the Typhoon Lagoon too, you hear it was pretty amazing to hear the, like, "Boom," and then that's, like, you hear that and everyone's cheering because the wave is being created and
Like,
stuff,
you can
but
hear it,
yeah,
yeah.
you can
In
hear
your
it,
head.
like
It's
yeah.
scary. Like,
Yeah, it is kinda scary, yeah.
you'll get, like, shoved under there, you're gonna get kicked in the face by kids getting swooshed by the wave, like, it is
Yeah.
rough out there.
Yeah, and there's even a spot, like, it's so strong. There's a spot, like, if you're really far back, there's a spot where there's, like, some rocky areas, but they're, like, designed for, like, seating. I don't know if you noticed that, and you can sit there, and then they have the measurement, like, it'll say, like, 0 feet, blah, 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 but sometimes the waves are so strong, people that are sitting there that just kinda wanna feel the little short waves, it will come like, let's say, like, I'm sitting down, right? It will come up to their chest,
Oh
but it's
my
supposed to be like
gosh.
yeah, and they'll be like, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh," and I'm sitting there going like, "Okay, so that," because I was like, I had the idea of like, "Oh, okay, if I wanna just chill and feel little waves, I'll sit there," and then I noticed that and I was like, "Oh, so you're in the splash zone
You're
still."
not chilling, you're not
Yeah, no,
chilling.
you're in the splash
There's no
zone.
chilling near
Yeah.
Typhoon Lagoon's wave pool.
Yeah, yeah, no, but yeah, so but yeah, you guys, thank you for coming in. Like I said, this video, I'll make sure you get it posted on yours so you can get your people to get to know you and watch everything. But yeah, for you guys who've been watching or gonna watch later on, give her a follow on Instagram. Great pictures, great content with her lightsabers. I get a little jealous, but that's okay. I'll get good with my little plasticky subpar lightsabers and but yeah, so yeah, you guys follow her. She's great, she's amazing. Watch this video, you'll see how down to earth, great vibes as she is. It's like I'm not making this up. I'm not hyping her up. I'm not lying because she
Dad,
she
really?
actually she paid me, you guys. You know what?
I
She
did, just a little under the
she did pay
table.
me.
Well,
Yeah, she was trying to get some followers, so I was like, okay, it's gonna cost a lot of money, but no, 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 but no, but being for real, you guys, I had fun. I really, enjoyed talking to you, getting to know you. Like I said, it's
same.
just, thank you. You're just saying that because you're on my show and I'm the host, so it's okay. You don't
No?
have to lie. You don't have to lie. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I found a red flag. She is a liar. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, very positive, nice compliments, very kind, great vibes, just a fun person. So thank you for coming along. Thank you for making time. I hope I didn't like make a dent in your busy schedule and went overtime with you.
A
So
busy schedule, okay.
yeah, yeah, no.
Okay. We
I
talked
don't
about
know.
this before,
Yeah,
okay.
we did. And you were like, Alex, let's see. Like I had to squeeze you
I
in.
can
So
squeeze
can
you
you
in. Yeah, okay.
No, but yeah, it was fun, you guys. So yeah, like give her a like, give her a follow. She's on Instagram. Same name as yeah, same name for username,
Yeah,
all that
everywhere,
good
TikTok,
stuff.
Instagram,
Like
YouTube.
everywhere. Yeah, she didn't
Yep.
change it. The only thing different for me is like I'm not in the Bat loop in Instagram. I'm Batsman, but that's again a Batman fan. So but yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you. I hope this is the start of a beautiful friendship. If you ever want to hang out at the parks or do
Yeah,
some
we should
fun
meet up
things,
sometime.
yes. And of course, like again, too, I have some lightsabers. I want to show you my skills, just like the little kid. I hope you give me that when I'm like, you know.
Wow, so good.
Oh, thank you, thank you. But yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you so much. And usually I end my videos by saying, always be yourself unless you be Batman, then always be Batman. But because it is Star Wars theme, always be yourself unless you could be a Jedi. Then always be a Jedi. See you guys.